Live from the road, guys, and I am currently driving through Indiana on the way to Missouri. Made a quick stop here, and actually, I was pretty happy about it. The vast majority were not wearing masks. There was no real enforcement of anything. I'm not even sure what the laws are in this state. It was just a quick gas and grab food trip. But overall, another thing I've liked about this state so far is I've probably been driving through 3+ hours, seeing 2 cops. And anybody that lives in New York State, not just New York City, but New York State, knows it is overrun with police officers. So as a lot of you know, yes, it did just start, hijinks. I'm sitting here listening to all sorts of talk radio. Basically, the mainstream media programming that goes out to the masses in America, whether it's MSNBC, Fox News, CNBC, CNN, etc. Oh, and I'm sitting there and I'm listening. Everything's all about. Let's hope we don't drop again. NHL. They are going to institute. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Bracelets on each individual player during training and practice, so that if you are closer than 6 feet to another human being for 5 seconds, it will begin to go off and alert you. Is anybody else alarmed about this? What kind of anti-human, Orwellian nonsense technology is that? Please tell me, because let's get into a place called reality. Any sport, even one such as, say, baseball, where there's actually, minimal human contact in a lot of the different situations, right? You got 9 people on the field, you got 1 batter. Even if the bases are loaded, those 4 players aren't going to touch each other unless there's people scoring and they're actually, being human beings and, high-fiving and stuff. Baseball, the first baseman and the guy on first after a single maybe tagging each other. Yeah, what are they going to do? Switch out the baseball every single time? The pitcher's got it in his hands? No, of course not. Baseball's minimal. Football is not minimal, okay? Football, you're going to have, hordes of people in close proximity to each other, tearing each other down. All right, and by the way, I'm for it all coming back, all of it. And then they're making a big deal about the testing with baseball and how I think it's now 9 Major League Baseball players have said they're not going to participate in the season, and they're having problems with the testing. They're supposed to get tested every 2 days and have results every 24 to 48 hours. It's all under the guise of keeping you safer. Has nothing to do with your safety. Has to do with control. And that's why the NHL thing especially is worrying me. Because let's be honest with each other, okay? It doesn't take a smart device, a bracelet at this point, to keep you 6 feet away from somebody after 5 seconds, right? We all have these little devices. Those, the ones with the COVID-19 apps on them now. The ones that were tracking, tracing, and databasing everybody anyway. Those ones. The ones that have the microphone on and use ACR technology, audio content recognition, and AVR, audio or auto video recognition. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it is audio content. And then it's auto video, I think. AVR, ACR. I've done a bunch of stuff on that. So think about that. Hockey's another sport where you're getting up close and personal with people. Up close and personal. Now you're going to tell me that when you're not out on the ice and you're in the back, you got to wear a bracelet? And if you, God forbid, 6 feet, we're not even talking about, like someone like touching another person. And again, the 6 feet thing is as arbitrary as it gets, just like it's 3 foot in Thailand where Spot the DARPA rolls up on you in a park. 6 feet is ridiculous, okay? And now they're treating you like an animal. It reminds me of when you get the wireless fence for your dog and you put the shock collar on them, right? I mean, is that what next? It's not just going to alert you. It's going to give you a nice little uncomfortable shock until you back out. And remember, like I was saying, we all have these little devices. Let's say we just put it in your phone and then you can't opt out because the virus is just too dangerous. It's just too dangerous. And now we're just going to emit a high sound frequency that's going to make you so uncomfortable you're going to move. All that's technologically possible today. Technologically possible today. It's more than alarming. And as I'm riding through, I find out, oh, Dictator Cuomo in New York has now added 3 states to the list where you're supposed to quarantine yourself 14 days if you dare visit them, upping it to 19 states and over half the population. I believe it was Kansas that was included in that. It was Oklahoma that's included in that. And it is, was it Mississippi? Don't quote me on Mississippi, but it may have been. So now 19 states that I'm not supposed to go to. What is going on? By the way, thumbs this video up. 128 watching, only 40 thumbs. Let's get those thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. So I got to tell you, I'm enjoying my time on the road. I'm enjoying seeing trees and country. I saw some buffalo. You know what I'm not seeing? Overpopulation. You know what I'm not seeing? People dying in mass and panicking. Yet, Cuomo tried to say that if, 10 out of 100,000 people come up positive, that's the metric. 10 out of 100,000 people. So in other words, 1 out of every 10,000 test positive, that's a state you have to quarantine yourself from. Think about how fucking crazy that is. 1 in 10K! 1 in 10K! You got a better chance, okay, of grabbing a scratch off and pulling a $10,000 scratch off than you do of being that 1 in 10K, but we're gonna make draconian restrictions on our citizens and act like there's a crisis going on. What is going on? What is going on? And meanwhile, in New York City, he's still not allowing restaurants. He's pulling everything back. I saw that my old school, SUNY Oneonta, announced that they will be coming back in some respect to my area, but the amount of restrictions that were there and the fact that a lot of these students are going to be required to actually go to physical classes and that they're shutting down 2 dorm rooms so that they can fucking quarantine people, and that, I mean, they're going to require all their students to wear masks when socially distancing isn't possible. I got news for you. You got a bunch of 18 to 22-year-olds in a dorm room. No one's social distancing, and no one's wearing masks in their home, okay? Nobody, nada, zip, zilch. It's like a big live-action role play where everybody's acting like this is working, and they're acting like they're doing something for someone, and it's all bullshit. It kills me. You know, I was talking to my friend yesterday, and, you know, he's in the hospital, and, you know, he's from Long Island, and he's caught up in this, man. He thinks it's disrespectful for people not to wear masks. Meanwhile, he's been in some of the hospitals where there were hotspots. He didn't catch it. And, you know, he's basically got terminal cancer. Younger than me. And they got the fear of God running through him. Not about the terminal cancer. I mean, they've already scared the shit out of him there. But now to the point where he's angry with people who are refusing to wear a mask because he somehow thinks that's going to help. When there's been no evidence whatsoever of one asymptomatic positive infecting somebody else who became symptomatic. Not one. And you know, he's like, not everything's a conspiracy, Burmis. Fuck that. This shit is a transhumanist agenda. That's what this is. It's the bringing in of an automation nation, of a universal basic income, defund the police, let's bring in the fucking robots, stop being a human being, don't shake hands, stay away from your friends, stay away from your family, stay away from your teammates in the NHL, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I can't stand it. It's why I'm on the road. Oh, I had to get it off my chest, guys. I couldn't help it. I don't know what to tell you. You know, I don't like screaming at the camera. I like to have some semblance of calm. But when I see not only my country, but the world going in this direction, blindly following and listening to the mainstream media hours at a time, repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. It hurts. It hurts that it doesn't matter what news station I'm listening to, and it doesn't matter, you know, whether it's a Republican or Democrat, and people are still dividing it up that way, and they should. Man, they just keep trying to kick me right off. Anyway, they've never had a successful one. You look at even the flu vaccine for influenza A and B in 2019 to 2020, and the CDC's own numbers say at the most everybody was vaccinated. I'll take my chance. 1 in 5 to 1 in 10. I'll take my chance. I'll depend on my immune system, not your experimental vaccine that's never worked for any other viral infection ever. I'm hearing about $1.6 billion grants for this thing. I'm hearing about quick trials. I'm hearing about trials on children, pediatric trials. What kind of psychopath is going to serve their child up as a guinea pig for a COVID-1984 vaccine? Seriously, who's it going to be? Are you going to take the most uneducated, fear-induced person you could possibly find and then take advantage of that? And because you know they're not rich either. You know it's going to be somebody in poverty, right? And then just experiment on their kids. And I got news for you guys. All you fucking Black Lives Matter people, it don't matter if it's a black child, it don't matter if it's a white kid, it don't matter if it's an Asian kid or a Hispanic kid, they don't give a fuck. They're gonna fucking boop right in there. Boop! Boop! That's the deal. We're all under attack. Every single goddamn one of us. Oh, and when my state can arbitrarily just put that shit out there and say now 19 states, you travel tonight, you gotta come back and for 2 weeks quarantine. Got no authority to do that. He's got none. We're done with your fucking executive orders, man. When are people gonna step up to the plate and say we have been betrayed by both parties, that we don't need all this funding for a vaccine, Operation Warp Speed? No. Why don't we talk about the treatments that already work? The steroid treatments I was screaming about in March. The intravenous vitamin D and vitamin C. The fact that natural sunlight is good for you. Hey, it looks like we just hit Illinois. So we're in Illinois. We're no longer in Indiana. I'm pretty sure Illinois might be one of the states that I'm supposed to quarantine myself from if I go. I don't know that for sure. But I'm not quarantining myself. I'm finding a new home. I'm going back. I'm packing up and I'm out of there. And I'm not spending a goddamn day in my house. You got it? And please, I'm begging you, send a contact tracer to my house. Please do it. Please. If anybody out there is keeping tabs on me and wants to do it up, give me a call. See where it gets you. Because I'm putting you on fucking blast. And if you want to try to put me in jail and you want to try to subpoena me, I'm taking it to you. I'm not getting a fucking lawyer. I'm not going to do any of that shit. I promise you. I'm going to stand up there like a human being and explain why this is the new Gestapo, the new brown shirt. Everybody wants to talk about fucking neo-Nazis. Oh, and we're living in Nazi Germany under this president. Bullshit! Bullshit! No, we're allowing ourselves to be taken over by modern day Gestapo using a virus. Contact tracing. My God, what have we become? And they openly brag about how they'll use it beyond this COVID-19 84. Openly! When Joe Biden is up there, dribbling out of his fucking mouth, barely able to talk, and he tells me he wants 100,000 of these motherfuckers all across the nation for COVID-19 84 and other health problems, I'm done! New Jersey's going to go full mail for their voting. Yeah, that's going to work out great. Mail-in ballots are going to work out great. Give me a break. Oh boy, guys, I'm sorry about the over-the-top rant. Okay, it's a little much. I know. I'm cooling down. You can see the red face, hopefully calming down. I want to remind everybody that I am fully demonetized on this platform. You know, I saw somebody in the comments the other day trying to say I have a net worth of $1.2 million. Guys, I haven't made $1.2 million in my entire adult life. All combined, not even close. If I made half that, that'd be pretty surprising to me. Maybe half that in the 20 plus years I've been working. I guess I've been roofing since I was like 16, but you know, 1.2 million, it's kind of a joke. I'm driving a 2011 Ford Fiesta, guys. So again, I need your help more than ever. You know, $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. Big donors, I couldn't do it without you. For real, I couldn't. And I don't know if you thought my rant was worthwhile, post it, you know, put it out there. Yeah, $1.2 million. Guys, if I had $1.2 million, you know, I would probably have someone driving me around in a larger spot, and we'd be stopping in all other sorts of places. I stayed at a Motel 6 the other night. $1.2 million. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. So guys, hopefully when I do hit Missouri, I'm gonna probably stop off before St. Louis. Hopefully I find a good hotel with good internet, and we'll do like a sit down AMA on all the news I'm missing. Again, thumbs this video on the way out, subscribe, share, join the Burmese Brigade, but more than anything, fight back against this fucking tyranny, will you? Please, we all need to fight back. There's so much to fight for. And people are out in the streets fighting for the wrong things. Not the brotherly love and togetherness and identifying the enemy as the predator class at the top, unaccountable billionaires that don't give a fuck what the color of your skin is or what sex you are. So I love you guys, and I will see you all on the flip side.